Hello everyone, my name is Emily Moser, and today I will briefly discuss some results of a project exploring the impacts of modeling uncertainties of the CGM through SZ effects. Just to give a little bit of background, the Sunyaev-Zel'dovich, or SZ effect, can be further broken into the thermal SZ, or TSZ, and kinetic SZ, or KSZ effects. The equations for both effects are listed at the bottom, with the main point being that from TSZ we have a probe of pressure, and from KSZ we have a probe of density. We can use both of these effects together to study the thermodynamic processes of the CGM that affect galaxy evolution. Here I have some recent results of stacked KSZ and TSZ profiles from ACT, showing that with the latest observations we are able to constrain these thermodynamic properties. And as observations continue to get better, we need to be able to appropriately model the observed sample, or inferences we make from fits such as these could be biased. So in this paper, we create simulated halo populations from the illustrious TNG simulations and tried to model the observed CMASS sample by exploring a few modeling uncertainties that I have listed at the bottom. So first, we have the differences in mass selection, or whether the halos are selected by their halo or stellar masses. Next, we have matching the simulated mass distribution to the observed distribution. Third, we have any color selections. And lastly, we have the inclusion of a two-halo term to the fitting model. So first, we create 3D radial profiles of density and pressure that you can see in the left column for different simulated halo populations corresponding to the modeling choices that I just mentioned. Then we project them into 2D profiles of temperature shifts of the CMB due to the SZ effects that you can see in the right column. Then we fit the profiles to a generalized Navarro-Franken-White, or GNFW profile, equations for which are shown at the bottom. So here I have contours of MCMC fits of the profiles with the different colors corresponding to the different populations being fit. So the main point here is that we see differences in the parameters, sometimes with clear separations between the different modeling choices, and other times just as a spread in the values. Lastly, we chose a fiducial profile and tested how different fitting models could reproduce the data. Or in other words, we had one profile for which we knew the correct parameters, fit it to models with and without distribution matching and with and without a two-halo term, so we could see which model could best reproduce the true answers. So again, here I show MCMC fits of the profiles. The solid lines in each panel show the input value of that parameter, or what the right answer is, and the different contours show the different models. So if these modeling choices weren't important, we would see the contours all being the same, but we clearly do not see that. So the main point here is that both of these modeling choices are important to consider, and if neglected when modeling the sample, the inferences assumed could be off. So in summary, we created 3D simulated profiles of pressure and density and projected them into 2D SZ profiles. These profiles were made to test the importance of 4 different modeling choices in particular, and were then fit to a GNFW model to see how they differ depending on the assumptions made in deriving the samples. So we found that each of the choices resulted in different parameters being selected in the fits, showing that we need to fully understand the properties of the sample we are trying to model, or inferences we make from the observations about those physical properties of the sample could be biased. So thank you for watching, and please do not hesitate to reach out to me or any of the collaborators with any questions you may have.